Aw shit, here we go again. What's up guys, it's ALLDAYANTHONY. Welcome back to the Civic vlog that you hopefully know and hopefully love. And in today's video, I proudly introduce you to my $900 Honda Civic. Let's go. VTEC baby. Alright guys, and welcome back to the Civic vlog that you probably know by now and probably love, but I'm still over here hoping, and here we go for round 2. This right here is my 2000 Honda Civic EX with a 5-speed manual that I picked up for, again, $900. I posted a teaser last week on Instagram showing you guys this car, and people were wondering, is it true? Anthony, did you really pick up a Honda Civic for 900 bucks? And the answer is yes. I literally paid $900 for this car. Does it run? Yes. Does it drive? Well, of course. I got to this spot somehow, some way. So yes, it drives, and it drives perfectly. The AC blows ice freaking cold, and I am getting great gas mileage as usual. Now, before we do a deep dive into this car, there's a couple things that I need to cover first. And I know many of you are probably wondering how I picked this up for 900 bucks, but I'm gonna be saving that for a future video because that story in itself is actually pretty funny, and I want to explain the full thing without being rushed by the lack of sunlight over here. So the other thing I want to cover, because everybody was commenting on my Instagram post when I posted this, asking, Anthony, is this the sleeper build? Is this the K20 build? Is this the turbo build? But really what this car actually is for a challenge amongst my friends at work, a gentleman's duel, if you will, on who could buy a cheap car and turn it into a nice car and be able to resell that car for some profit. So it's all in good fun amongst my friends at work, and so each one of them have picked up a extremely cheap car, as well as myself, to hopefully soup this thing up. Well, and by soup this thing, make it look a whole lot nicer, make it drive better, improve on a few things, all for a very low budget. We're trying to keep this under $3,000 to make it fun and interesting and see who really can come out with the best looking and obviously the best functioning car. Now, what they didn't realize is that I would probably be looking for a Honda Civic, and this is honestly what I do best, so this is what I chose. This was my platform, and I just so happened to be extremely lucky in finding this particular Civic here. So what I'm trying to say is I don't want you guys to get attached to this car. Chances are I'm going to be selling this within the upcoming months after I fix it up and do what I want with it to make it look nice and drive nice and everything else, so it's not a long-term thing. The Red Civic is still my baby. I love that thing to death, and that's the car I really want to build up. Not this one. Nothing against this one. I like this one, but again, this car is for a challenge, and I want to win because I want to show those guys that I have the power of the Honda people behind me to hopefully win and show them who can fix up the best beater. So with that said, we're losing sunlight here, so I want to walk around the car, show you the ins and outs of this thing, and then go for a quick drive. All right, so we're going to start with the front and kind of work our way into the inside of the car here. So the front of the car is obviously in the roughest shape of everything. The light's probably not showing you everything, but there is rock chips all over this hood. There's scratches, there's swirls. It is completely filthy. I've not washed or touched any of this car since I picked it up. So what you guys see here is what you get. And this is in its rawest form before I ALLDAYANTHONY this car. Is that a thing? Anyway, so starting with the front bumper here, 99 to 2000 front bumper. It's a 2000, obviously got that. So the headlights here are in extremely rough shape. The clear coat has completely failed and it's peeling here, and you can see that it's pretty bad here. So what I'm gonna do is obviously sand these things down and then PPF them like I did with the red Honda to make them look like brand new. The front bumper is trash. This license plate bracket, oh, I meant to kick. There you go, trash. So this thing's rough. It's not worth fixing, to be honest, and I've already gone to the junkyard and picked up an exact bumper in white that I'm gonna be respraying and hopefully making look a lot better. So this thing's pretty rough. This is all gonna be replaced here. The front grille here, obviously going to be replaced as well. Now, since the OEM grills are becoming extremely hard to find, I'm probably going to do the eBay thing. Honestly, this is a budget makeover is what this whole thing is. So I'm gonna try to do it on the cheap and make it look as best as I can. So eBay front grille, new OEM front bumper. I am doing a front lip, but I'm not gonna show you guys the lip just yet. I already have it at the house. It's unique. I haven't seen it on a Honda Civic before, so I think it'll look pretty cool. Now coming around here to the fender, the fenders are in decent shape. This other one on this side is pretty bad, and I'll kind of show you, but obviously wheels and tires, those gotta go. Just not having it. I mean, there's nothing worth saving here. The tires are pretty old, and they're not horrible. They're not dry rotted yet, but they're just rough. Those are gonna be going. We're probably gonna be going with 15s on this. Obviously, we're gonna be lowering the car. I know many people are probably excited because coilovers are one of my favorite things to add to a Honda Civic. So gonna be lowering it, wheels and tires. I haven't decided what yet, but chances are I'm probably doing something within my realm. So I really like the Koenigs, obviously. I really like the Nitto tires, so we'll probably go with something like that if I can keep it in my budget. Again, we're trying to keep this under $3,000. I've spent $900 on this car. I've already fixed a couple things. I did replace the front windshield literally the second day after I had this car, so new windshield looking pretty good, but I have spent some money. I've spent a little bit of money, but I'm still trying to keep this extremely budget friendly because I gotta freaking beat those guys. I gotta show them who's the, I don't want to say the king of Civics, but maybe like the prince of slow, clean Civics. I'm not sure yet. So next thing, color matching the side skirts. I'm probably going to do that when I get the front bumper painted. All these door moldings here, these are pretty jacked up. I want to pop these off from the inside, pull them out. I'm probably going to spray those myself with the my rattle can jobs that I so enjoy doing, and I think I can do a pretty good job on these after I finish them out, sand them down. I think I can get them to a pretty good match. For all the other chips around the car, like around here and you know everywhere else, here, I'm probably going to be using the Dr. Color chip system that you guys know that I like to use, and I think that that's going to hopefully fix a lot of that stuff. This right here is just paint transfer, already polished out in area, and so this is just transfer from, I don't know, something that it hit. This bumper, I'm probably gonna replace this. I'm probably gonna go to the junkyard and see if I can find a decent donor bumper because it's cracked on the backside and I just wanna get it all cleaned up. So for this right here, this gap, I'm gonna hammer that tab back up into the body of the car and then hopefully be able to, I don't know, I'll manage it. Now, the backside is actually surprisingly clean. I mean, honestly. So the bumper, again, most likely being replaced because of the crack down here, but everything up here is in decent shape. It is. The taillights are in good shape. The badges are in good shape. I'll probably debadge the EX, most likely. But this trunk here is flawless. There's no dents on this trunk. It is in really good shape. And so I did a poll on Instagram asking people, should I throw a spoiler on this or keep it spoilerless? Everybody wants to see it spoilerless. So let me know what you guys think down in the comments. What do you guys think I should do? Spoiler, no spoiler, you know, yada yada. So body's in good shape. It's a straight body. It really is. Down here, we got some more scuffs here on the moldings. That's fine. That's gonna get repainted. Again, side skirt's gonna get repainted, filling in these chips. Now these ones right here are probably the most gnarly on the entire car. So here, all around through here, all around through here, and here. They're kind of rusting out, but it's just surface rust. Again, I live in Idaho, so the rust doesn't really run that deep on most of the cars around here. So Dr. Color chip those, and at that point, we should have an actual pretty clean body on this car, right? You know, most of the dents that are still left on this car, I'm gonna try to pop out myself. I have like a PDR kit I picked up of Amazon, and I think I can probably pull some of this stuff out. We'll see. So it'll be lowered. It'll be on different wheels, different tires. Side skirt's gonna get painted, front lip, new grille, refinish the headlights. And at that point, I think it's gonna look pretty good. But I should have some money left over for some extra mods. And what that's gonna be, I'm not 100% sure yet. But check out the roof. Decent shape. Sunroof in flex mode, obviously, my favorite mode for sunroofs. I have my really crappy tag there until I get some plates on this thing. But dude, I love it. I really do. I'm obviously gonna keep it around for a little while, you know, until I can get it completely fixed up. But it's clean, guys. It really is. For 900 bucks, runs, drives, it's fantastic. Moving on to the interior, because I know many of you, if you've made it this far in the video, you're wondering how many miles are on this car, Anthony? How many miles are on this Honda Civic? Here we go. 217,000 miles. Now, some of you might be thinking, oh my God, Anthony, that's such high mileage. In all honesty, it's a Honda Civic. Most of you watching this who have Honda Civics are probably sitting around this same mileage. If not, post your mileage down in the comments. Share with other people. Brag at how low your miles are. I know I'll probably be a little jealous as well. But so does 217,000 miles scare me on this car? Absolutely not. Most of the Civics I run into at the junkyard have well over 200,000 miles, 280, 300, 350,000 miles. So there are some high mileage examples here. So I'm not worried about that at all whatsoever. And I think the car still runs fantastic. So taking a look at the interior here, it's dirty. It is. You guys probably saw some of the before shots, and I'll kind of overlay some of the before shots. It's completely filthy. I haven't touched it. It needs a complete detail, a complete overhaul. So what my plan is to completely gut this entire car. I'm going to take everything out of it, do an extremely deep clean, get the carpets all cleaned up, the door panels, the seats. All this right here is just dirt. This is all dirt that is just sunken into the fabric of the seat, so those will clean up as well. But other than that though, there's some things about the interior that are just flawless. I mean, look at the door panels. I mean, that's fantastic. Look at the rear panels. Fantastic. Rear seats. Car's never been smoked in, so at this point I would argue to say that this car, interior-wise, is about, maybe in the same shape, if not better, than the Red Civic when I first got it. You have to keep in mind that on that Red Civic, I pretty much replaced everything on that car, on the interior at least. So I have a really good starting point with these. Look at the door cards. This is the Type F interior is what this is. So it's a little bit of a lighter gray. It's not the charcoal that I really love, but you know, it'll do the job. I just love the fact that it's an EX and I got it for this cheap and everything works. Sunroof works, doors work, AC blows ice freaking cold on this thing, power mirrors work. There's literally nothing on this car that doesn't work. And the other thing I love is the very early 2000 sound system that actually sounds pretty dang good. To be honest, I tuned it. The guy had some weird settings on it before, so I tuned it and got it all sounding really good through my aux in, obviously, so I can jam out to my tunes. But overall, check this out. OEM, oh my, it's stuck in there. OEM cup holder insert. Thought that was a nice touch. So let's go and pop the hood and I'll show you what's under there. All right guys, quick jump cut to the future because apparently past Anthony forgot to hit the record button. What a guy, am I right? So anyways, jumping into this. This is the heart of the beast, the D16Y8 single overhead cam VTEC motor. And as you can see, it is absolutely filthy. It is extremely, extremely dirty. Now, the previous owner liked to take this thing out trap shooting and took it in the mud and whatnot. So I have a lot of detailing to do on this engine bay. It's bad. It is really, really bad, but I think it's gonna have a fantastic transformation. Now, the valve cover here is seeping as well, so I do need to replace the valve cover gasket. I already replaced the distributor on here because the other one felt kind of weak, so I picked this up from the junkyard for about 20 bucks. Got this thing running beautifully along with new plugs and wires, so we're pretty much good to go there. Now I just need to clean everything up. I wanna take a look at the timing belt, make sure that's in good shape when I do the valve cover gasket, but overall, not bad. Battery still fires up. Got some corrosion over here that I need to clean off. But from a deep clean perspective, I have a feeling that this is going to turn out okay. I really, really do. A lot of all-purpose cleaner, a lot of brushes, a lot of scrubbing, a lot of elbow grease, but I think we can get this thing solid. And at 217,000 miles, it's not bad. It's not bad. Everything is still in there, everything's still plugged in, and everything works, of course. So that's what I'm happiest about. As far as the airbox goes, I think I'm gonna be keeping the stock airbox. I do have an extra K&N filter that I might drop into this thing, but I wanna keep this area relatively stock for this particular build. So again, not a whole lot to talk about. Once I get it detailed, once I get it cleaned up, I'll be more proud to pop open this hood here. But in the meantime, we're gonna pass it back to past Anthony so he can take you for a drive. Last but not least, the trunk. What does the trunk look like? Well, I have a long board in there for the shots. You can see all the trap that the guy used to shoot all the time, but overall, it's in good shape. It's missing some pop clips here, but I'll find those at the junkyard. But it looks great. It really does. I think the trunk's in fantastic shape. Underneath here, spare tire's still under here. I might try to find a new piece of, okay, if I can, you know what? Oh, crap. Well, Anyway, new piece of cardboard to replace all of this, but look at this. I have not cleaned any of this out yet, so it's gonna be like a treasure hunt once I jump into it. So it is what it is. So it's a $900 car, guys. All right, so before we lose all sunlight, I'm gonna throw on the GoPro. We're just gonna, I don't know, drive around for a little bit, show you the car, you know, show you how it's running. And oh, one last thing I forgot to tell you guys. Back here, it is missing the muffler. I don't know if you can see that, but it is missing the axle back portion. So I think I'm gonna keep the exhaust stock on this, I think, but I wanna find a good muffler replacement for this. I don't even know why it's gone, but it sounds okay. Honestly, it doesn't sound that bad. Anyways, let's jump in the car, let's go for a drive. It seems like just the other day I was doing this. It's, well, I mean, I kind of was doing this just the other day. So this time with much less dog hair. I don't have a door that's bashed in, a fender that's bashed in. So I'm in a much better starting point, I think, at least this time. You know, I got higher miles, but hey, you know, it is what it is. So the lights work, yes. These lights are completely burnt out. Yeah, they're like completely burnt out. So should I replace the cluster? Should I do the CRV cluster? I kind of have a couple laying around, so I might throw a CRV cluster in here and match the mileage. But overall, it's not bad. There's no weird smells. Again, it didn't smoke in the car at all. It's just dirty. I mean, that's the only thing. So I don't know how much you guys can see on camera, but anyways, here we go. All right, so this car drives extremely well. Seriously, I'm not just saying that. It drives freaking fantastic. The clutch feels good. I've said that before. But overall, shifting the gears, rowing through them, feels like a Honda, but it feels solid. It feels like it was well maintained in its lifetime. And so I was just really happy to take this thing for its first drive and find that it drives completely straight. Alignment is still on. Steering wheel feels good. It's not deteriorating up top here. It's just a good running car. I mean, long story short. Now, with the Y8 motor, you do have VTEC versus the D16Y7, which is a non-VTEC. So this is kind of like a baby VTEC, right, off the intake valves, but it still has VTEC, regardless. It still has it, which was another kind of plus for me in finding this car. You know, if I were to find like a DX for $900 or an LX for $900, would I still love it? Absolutely. This was just kind of a perk to the whole thing, being able to find an EX model with everything working. So let's go ahead and windows, sprinklers coming up here, hopefully give the car a quick bath on the interior and exterior. But blinkers work on this thing. I'm telling you guys, it's amazing. It is absolutely amazing. There's full throttle with a VTEC crossover with no real audible sound. Still have the stock airbox on here, and I might leave the stock airbox on here for maybe the next person who buys it, who wants to mod it themselves or something. So now, one of the funnest parts about driving this car around for the last few days is that while yes, it still feels like a Honda, it drives like a Honda, it kind of gives me a good comparison to my car and the changes I've made within the driving experience. And so again, shifting on this thing, it is a slot box. You know, you have all the play in the shifter, and the seats obviously aren't hugging me like my mother never did. The steering wheel feels like I'm steering a freaking boat, and I'm sitting a lot higher than normal, and I have a ton of body roll when I take this thing into a turn. And you're basically getting 40 miles per gallon on this hog, and it's awesome, man. I freaking love Hondas. Regardless of the model, you know, whatever you have, whatever Honda you have, I feel like they're just great cars. And you know, everybody I've shown so far this car, they think it's freaking awesome. All of them have said, "You bought this car for $900, Anthony?" I said, "Yes, $900." And they're like, "I'll pay you $900 right now." And I'm like, I know, trust me, I would buy it again. I would absolutely buy it again. So my wife probably doesn't like me too much at this point, since I'm just, you know, stockpiling cars at the house, but I'm just super pumped with this car, and I'm really excited to try to hopefully turn it around pretty fast, get it cleaned up, and get it looking good. But I don't really have much to say. You guys have seen me drive a Honda Civic. They're slow as hell. They are fun though. There's really no audible VTEC crossover, no performance mods on this, so I'm getting pretty much the purest version of a 217,000 mile Honda Civic, and I still love it. So again, the whole point of this project is to make it a fun thing, a competition amongst friends. Hopefully I win. Hopefully I can show them that I can turn around the best budget car, or the best, you know, junker car, jalopy, whatever you want to call it, and actually make it something worth driving. And I think it'll be fun for a lot of you new subscribers to also see me do this as well, for if you've missed out on my previous content or maybe just haven't watched it. Hopefully I can kind of up my production game to make this more enjoyable to watch, and you guys can kind of see things step by step. But needless to say, I have a lot to do. We're trying to limit the amount of time that we have to do this to make it a little bit more fun. So I have about a couple months to be able to really turn this thing around. And a lot of the things I'm going to do are probably going to make Matt Mormon roll over in his grave. It's not going to be a $125,000 Honda Civic SI build. It's not going to be that. It's going to be an under $3,000 Honda Civic EX build that I promise you will look pretty damn good. All right, give it the beans, Anthony. VTEC, baby. Oh man, dude, it never gets old. It really doesn't. This thing pulls extremely well. It really does. You know, higher mileage and all. Yeah, this thing pulls fantastic. It really does. It's slow. Hey guys, it's slow. Don't get me wrong. It's slow, but it feels solid, guys. It really does. All right, guys, and for today's outro, I've brought you to a spot that's near and dear to my heart, the OG spot where I first introduced the red Honda Civic. And it is a Baptist church. It is. It's a good lot. What can I say? So anyway, I'm really looking forward to bringing you along for this project. Hopefully we can clean this car up in a fast and good manner and really, you know, do it justice. And hopefully it'll be in the hands of somebody someday that will appreciate it as much as I do. So as always, guys, if you guys like this video, make sure to give me a big thumbs up. Subscribe down below for more Honda Civic content. I'll catch you guys in the next one. This is ALLDAYANTHONY. Peace.